All right, guys, we are back with the esports report for Tuesday, covering all of the Call of Duty action that went down on Monday. Now, of course, we had the Optic, Complexity, Envy, Curse, Orange matches going on, but we also saw some activity on Twitter. Recently, the whole world's been complaining about the Bison, the submachine gun that can hit you from across the map. Everyone's been using it. FaZe Black won a tournament, dominating with it this past Sunday. But Infinity Ward announced it's time for some changes. Here's a look at the tweets we saw last night. Thanks for all the feedback. We have a Bison change coming to Call of Duty Go soon. ETA next week. Stay tuned for more info. Unfortunately, that was after UMG. UMG comes out and says the Bison will be banned in Niagara. UGC Elgato 20K. And of course, Adam Apicella here from MLG, our EVP of Operations, mentioned we have decided to restrict the Bison for COD League Pro matches until after the announced Infinity Ward weapon rebalance patch. So that Bison rebalance patch coming sometime next week. In the meantime, not allowed to use it in the MLG COD League for Tuesday night moving forward, as well as at UGC Niagara. So all those players probably switching back over to the MTAR and the Vector. We just saw in that Blitz game how well Envy can use the Vector, especially in the hands of Merc and Study. So something to keep an eye on this weekend, guys. How do you think that'll shake up the rankings, if at all? Let me know. You can tweet me at MLG Puckett. A few lucky tweeters will get read live here on the show. But before we go any further, we should update you on the final standings after Monday's matches coming into tonight. FaZe Black still on top at 8-2. Envy, got to update that one. Here they go. Complexity jumps ahead of Envy at 7-3. You can see they have less map losses. Envy still sitting in the top 3, though. Not a bad performance so far. But the big story, Optic Gaming jumps from 8th to 4th place. A huge day with their 3-0 over some of the toughest teams in the league. From here, they should be able to cruise for the remainder of their Week 2, Week 3 matches. Erupt Gaming, though, want to point these guys out. They've been on the decline after a strong start, recently going 0-3. They need to bounce back. Vex, another team that has been making some silent moves, creeping up into the top 6. Look out for all of these squads as the matches continue. Monday night's MVP, though, it was tough going and looking at all the stats. I think the most impressive guy, and of course, weighing in the fact that they went 3-0 on the night, was Scump. Scump went 1.33 on the day for kill to death ratio. His Slayer KD slightly higher at 1.37. Dom captures, though, 4.25. Look at that, guys. Doing the objective as well with 2.33 blitz caps and a positive S&D KD ratio. Scump was the man, the most consistent player for Optic Gaming on the night. He gets our Monday night MVP. So the question is, who's going to get Tuesday night's MVP? Well, you got to know the teams first. Of course, we have Complexity playing again. This time, they'll be facing off against Team Caliber. We have Vex Gaming and FaZe Red also in the mix. Cole versus TK kicking things off at 7 o'clock. FaZe Red, Complexity, 8:30. I know a lot of eyes on that. And, of course, to close out the night, you got Team Caliber, FaZe Red, and Complexity Vex at 10 o'clock. But like I said, look out for this Vex squad. TK, they have a lot of room to make up as well. And FaZe Red also sitting there with Vex at 5-5. So really important matches for Vex, FaZe Red, TK. Complexity's got a little bit of wiggle room, but you know they want to climb back in to a top 2 position. So that's the stats for the COD League. We have one more announcement. Ron, are we ready for it? We are not ready for it. We'll go to a commercial in a little bit, but first, let me pull out my cell phone. My computer, normally right here, it's way over there. Let me get your tweets. Who did you guys think was the MVP from last night? Who was your favorite player to watch? I know we have all of our streamers live on MLG.tv. And also, if you didn't know, UGC has started broadcasting our MLG COD League. Last night, they broadcast 3 matches. Tonight, they'll do the same. You can follow them on MLG.tv/UGC. But a lot of people are saying that FaZe Black is going to struggle this weekend at Niagara now that the Bison's gone. I don't think that's true. No one's really saying anyone but Scump deserved that MVP, so a lot of people agreeing with me today. It's now time to make the news. Our announcers are ready. Let's do it right here. We have the CEO of Denial, as well as the captain of Erupt. How's it going, Robbie and Perplexed?
How you doing?
Robbie, go ahead, break the news officially. What's going on with Erupt Gaming?
Well, we've acquired the Erupt organization. We're going to be bringing out Hazard into our organization and Cheeto, and we're also bringing on the European team on the Denial Esports.
So not only are you going to be bringing the North American Erupt team, you're also bringing the EU squad, and you're bringing over some of the management as well. What went through your guys' head here? How did this decision come about? I know going into the U.S. Championships, you had Denial East, Denial West. Coming into COD League Season 2, you had no Denial team as half the squad switched over to Justice.
Yeah, I mean, the team fell apart. We were expecting the team to stay together with the half that left to Justice. I mean, they just took the opportunity to join the league, and that's something that they wanted to do. So we didn't, hate them for that. We just had to look at our next opportunity and getting back into the league, because that's what the most important thing about COD is right now, getting back into the league and getting all the exposure with you guys on MLG TV. So we decided the best team to pick up was going to be Erupt, and we ended up purchasing the organization last night, and we're going to move forward with this and hope it's the right decision.
Perplexed, how did you get the news? Were you involved in the decision-making? How excited are you to now be on Denial?
Well, as people know, I was on Denial West for regionals, so I have some history with Robbie. And when Hazard stepped down as the owner of Erupt last night, Robbie came to me and the rest of the Erupt organization and basically put the offer on the table, and it was just basically an offer I couldn't refuse. And it was the best decision for me and my team as well.
Well, I know Erupt has kind of caught a lot of people off guard. Of course, you've had your 2K performances with some big upsets over Optic Gaming. You guys have had some recent success as well. But most importantly, you're doing pretty well in the Call of Duty Online League. What do you expect to do now underneath the Denial name? Is that what you're going as for this weekend in Niagara?
Actually, we're not going to Niagara because me, Vex, and Zuma all have finals for college. So we unfortunately cannot attend. But hopefully we can place top 8 in this league and hopefully make some noise at Anaheim in Champ Bracket, and we will be going under Denial for the rest of hopefully this season.
I like it. I like the plans here. Now, Robbie, what I found interesting was not only did you go after the very successful North American team, the team that's doing well in the MLG COD League, you also went after the European team Intensity. Now, these guys played under TEC Intensity at COD Champs. Now, underneath the Denial brand, how did you guys go after them? How did this deal come about?
Well, it was kind of a package deal. I talked to Cheeto and I talked to Hazard, and I wanted to bring on both teams because we expanded into EU with League of Legends just over a month ago, and our League of Legends team has been boot camping in preparation for relegations. They ended up not winning relegations, but they caused some noise and did really well against against Copenhagen Wolves. So our expansion to EU went well, so we figured why not complement that with the top 4 team in Call of Duty.
I like it. So NA, EU presence. Perplexed, you guys do have an opportunity of still sneaking in and getting to the X Games. Now, X Games just announced this past Monday. You guys earned some pro points this past Sunday, but now you got a big opportunity with the May 11th 5K that's coming up here. Is Erupt going to be playing in it? And how confident are you that you guys could possibly sneak into the top 5 in terms of pro points?
You better believe we'll be playing that 5K. And for as long as the X Games are concerned, we're basically just gonna have to play almost every single tournament leading up to it to actually have a chance, because since we're missing Niagara, it's just a big big miss for us as a whole. So if we want to make it to the X Games, we're gonna have to just basically win every single online tournament leading up to it.
Have you guys talked about that? Is that the game plan?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, but if everything just falls through, hopefully we get there. I hope we do. It's a big opportunity.
Well, worst case scenario, I hope we see you in Anaheim as one of the top 8 in the MLG COD League. Robbie, before we go, we should probably give these squads some official names. What is the name of the Denial NA squad?
It's going to be Denial Esports, and then the EU team is going to be Denial.eu.
Denial.eu and Denial Esports. I like it. Well, welcome Mellow, Realize Wonder, and Luke to Denial. Same thing goes with Perplexed, Legal, Vexed, and my man Zuma. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Robbie, congratulations on securing 2 incredible squads. Can't wait to see what comes from Denial in the future. Guys, that's going to do it for today's show. We got plenty of matches for you to watch tonight. Once again, let's show you the plate. Complexity going back at it, going up against 3 teams. that are looking to improve their spot in the standings. Vex and FaZe Red tied at 5-5. TK slightly below them after making up some ground this past week. They have some huge matches. Cole coming off the loss to Optic Gaming, but 2-1 on the night last night. Still in the top 3. We'll see how it all plays out. Guys, thank you for tuning in for the ESR. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor, hit that follow button below. If you're following any of the MLG channels, you have a chance to win some swag from the guys that crunch the numbers in the background. Also, remember, watch the show on your Xbox 360 for the remainder of the week for your chance to win some hoodies personally for me. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow right here on MLG.TV/ESR at 4 p.m. Eastern.